The finest SWERVO, man. SWERVO.
Hey yo, what's up with y'all boys? It's SWERVO. I'm gonna be breaking down the first beat that is submitted to the Lex Luger beat battle contest. And so, without further ado, let's get into this.
Before that, SWERVO. Woo!
Yeah. Alright, so first starting off, this beat was real simple, real repetitive for a reason. So artists like Waka trying to hop on it. So first we're gonna go over the loop. First is Content Incense coming out of the orchestra complete 2. And it's the mix choirs. So that's what the mix choirs sound like. So this is the pattern that I ended up coming up with for the mix choir. So a pretty simple pattern. You got here, you start at D, which is the root, then you go up to the octave D, and then I chose the A in the middle. And the reason I chose the A is because you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means this A is the 5th. So from D, A would be the perfect 5th. So then here, I just went to the root, but I just went up to D sharp to give it that tension. When I'm making my melodies, I really want to have like bounce in the melody, so it feels like you're going back and forth. And so this ending just basically adds variation to the melody, you know, because this is a repetitive. It's gonna be repetitive. It's gonna be repeating, but changing this in and up of, you know, the second half of the second bar, it adds that variation in there. So then the only other sound I had was this flute, which is the fairy tale flute in Contact. I have it on the Take keyboard preset, and this is the pattern. So pairing that, moving on to the drums. So I'm just gonna play the drums by themselves. So it's a pretty steady, bouncy hi-hat pattern, and I had the velocity changing a lot, mainly when I did the rolls. But I had the velocities going down. Then I had these notes down here. So when you have your hi-hat patterns, you don't want to keep it all on C5, or you don't want to all keep it on one note. You want to have variation in there. So you bring your notes down in certain spots that make sense. And if you listen closely, you can hear the hi-hats have their own rhythm, and that's what you want. You want the hi-hats to establish that rhythm. Because when you pair it with the snare, then you add in stuff like your open hats. Now the open hat does is place emphasis on certain points in the rhythm. That's what you use open hats for. So then when I add in the second open hat, which is more repetitive, you see where I see the placement of it. You just hear the rhythm of the rhythm just building more and more. I haven't even added the 808 yet. So let's pair this with the melody so far.
Damn, SWERVO. Damn, SWERVO. Damn, SWERVO. SWERVO. Damn, SWERVO. Damn, SWERVO.
As you can see, the 808 pattern is relatively simple because the other drums are doing a lot. The open hats, the hi-hats, they're doing a lot. So you don't want your 808 to be doing a lot as well. You could, and it would sound good. But in terms of if you want an artist to get on this beat, you gotta have space. Every element plays a role. Where mostly the only thing I mainly did was have different movements. Like here, for instance, when I brung the 808 pattern down. that's just variation. Not only was it variation, but it was a transition into the second half of the pattern, because this is a full 8-bar pattern. So I play the whole 4 bars, transition to the second bars. It starts off like does on the first half, and then once it gets here, you're at the end of this section. Once you get to this part, and this is how you know you're at the end of the pattern, and then it goes, transitions on, and the rapper knows, hey, you know, this moves on to the next section. So that's pretty much it for this breakdown of this beat. I'm gonna break down the other beats that are submitted to Lex's Live, so y'all stay tapped in, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I post a video. Peace.